All right.
We're live.
Terrific.
Anyway,
All right, I'll take it away. Hello, everyone. Mary Ellen here with this month's Be Boldly You All In webinar. And this month, we're super excited. We have Snugz and we have Craig Wallace from Snugz, who's going to talk to us about all things Snugz. But first, as we like to do, we're going to go ahead and I am going to share my screen and take you over. I always forget, is it your entire screen or is it a window? It is your entire screen. Okay, here we go, share. And we're going to take you over so that you can see what we have uploaded onto your AIA website. And we'll ignore that. Okay. So in your Idea Center, your all-in assets under the Idea Center is all about back to school. They'll be excited to head back to school with our Too Cool for School collection. And just so that you know, we have bags for every subject. Hydration gets top grades. Back to School Cool, which is, by the way, stocking for school stores. Out of the ordinary gifts for your extraordinary teacher, hashtag no more mugs. So this one we really love because they're kind of cool little products. So your Idea Center is here if you want to check out Appreciation Zone, if you want to see what some of the curated products are in the collection, here you go. You just need to go to your Idea Center. The social posts and the emails this month, a little different, are all pointing to our Idea Center for that back to school push. And then we have our lookbook, which here it is, which is really neat. Outdoor adventures await. And this lookbook is focused really on the partnership between Snugz and Basecamp. And actually, let's open it. So it talks a little bit about the Snugz Basecamp and Wounded Warrior. The Wounded Warrior project. So it tells a little bit about the products that are involved in this. And then the lookbook is just a curated collection of outdoor items that are also in the Basecamp line. And Craig, I don't know if you can see the comments, but Robin just said, ooh, love Basecamp products. So that's great. We're going to hear a little bit more about that too when I hand screen over to our friend Craig. Okay. The other thing I wanted to show you though is your preview is now coming, and of course now it logged me out. I had it all set up. But your preview is now coming through Constant Contact. That was the best way to ensure that we could get it to you, not as an attachment, to make sure that you do get it. And it's loading. I had it all loaded, but they logged me out. Here we go. So once a month, your preview comes through. This came out, I believe it was June 30th. It shows you your emails, your socials, the links. But what I really want to just mention today, because sometimes I think people forget, this link gives you the product index for all of the products that are in the lookbook and the Idea Center. So if one of your clients says, "Ooh, I loved that performance pole," well, that's not it because I'm in the wrong month. Sorry. Hold please for just a moment. Okay, I love that budget backpack that I saw. Well, great. You'll know what they're talking about. You have the item number right here. So I'd like to mention that because sometimes I think we forget. So again, all-in people, everybody has the assets. Only the all-in people get the preview and have the social posts and the emails deployed on their behalf. So if you want to know more about all-in, I'm your girl. However, if you want to know all about Snugz and Basecamp and all the things, then Craig is your guy. So Craig take it away. Tell us what is new in the world of Snugz.
Well, actually, there's quite a bit. We all know about the merger acquisition that happened last year and kind of transitioned all through the first 6 months of this year. So a lot of that is done and finalized, and we're really kind of got our feet underneath us with production and inventory and just the internal changes, because it's going into a bigger company now. So really the biggest thing is our Zip It program, our 24-hour. It's a free 24-hour service that we offer. You place an order in by 1 p.m. Central Time, it ships the next day, and there's no proof process through that. So you have to kind of know that we can do a virtual ahead of time if you need, but when you place that order, there's no proofing process through that. But you place your order by 1 p.m. Central Time, it's out the door the next day, and we're doing full color wrap. Yeah, it's not just a one color, one location. We're doing full color, full wrap. There's 14 different categories, over 1,000 different products that we're doing right now in our 24-hour service. And this is like our number one seller, our Base Camp Thunder bottle. But we're doing full color, full wrap in 24 hours.
So how do they find those specific products in that Zip It program?
So on our website, there's a tab, Zip It, and then it comes with all the different categories that are in there. We just added bags. So now we have backpacks, coolers, like lunch coolers, lunch totes, sling bags, stuff like that we can get turned in 24 hours. So it's a free service. So it's really great.
That was my next question. Is there an extra fee for that? No, huh?
Nope, not at all. So yeah, it's been really going well for us.
Good. Let's talk a little bit, if we might, about the Base Camp Wounded Warrior partnership. I know I mentioned it. We're highlighting that in the lookbook this month, but tell me more about that program.
Sure. Well, it was one of the key programs that we wanted to make sure that we maintained from the acquisition of Sweda. We wanted to make sure that we kept that Wounded Warrior Project partnership. The one thing that did change is we changed a lot of the verbiage just on the actual partnership. So now the stickers, the dog tags, everything that comes with it when you purchase products, it's going to state there's a actual number that correlates with the percentage giving back now, which we didn't have before. So it's 1% of net sales with a minimum of $100,000 per year. So again, we're still maintaining, like this year in January, we donated, I think it was $125,000 back to the Wounded Warrior Project. So it's really, the relationship has evolved a lot since the acquisition. So, we had Dan Nevins, who our brand ambassador, previous. Now we've kind of opened it up to a lot more opportunities for the other warriors to maybe step in and tell their stories as well. So it's kind of opened up a lot more for us, but it's nice to have that, the give back. It's product. Basically, we call it product with a purpose. You have those abilities, and a lot of suppliers are doing that, which I commend every supplier that gives back to whatever program it is. If it's water, trees, whatever, I commend all of them for doing that. But I think what makes the Wounded Warrior Project and our message a little bit different is that I think people can kind of relate more to the Wounded Warrior Project on a personal level. You can take a room full of people and say, look, raise your hand if your immediate family member has been in the armed services, mother, father, brother, sister. And then you can take it out to aunts and uncles, and within 2 sentences, you're going to have everybody pretty much raising their hand in a room of 400 people. So it's relatable. So it's and I think customers, or end users can relate to that message as well.
Which is a good question. That is my follow-up question. So how should our owners be maximizing that relationship when speaking with end user? Well, with their clients.
Really, it's just a conversation. I mean, I know that end users when they talk to distributors. I'm being a distributor for myself for 12 years. I know those questions, and you have the customers say, look, I gotta have Nike, or I gotta have Yeti, or whatever that is, and that's great. I understand those brands and in their places, and they've done a great job in marketing themselves. I think how I kind of position Basecamp is, look, if I was a distributor, I can get you Yeti. I'm not going to make any, I got to say this, but I'm not going to make any money on it, but I can get you Yeti if that's what you want. Mm-hmm. But how about I get you something comparable that's 40% cheaper or 30% cheaper, and you're giving back to the Wounded Warrior Project, and that messaging is on the gift box of every piece. So it's a dog tag on the backpack or a dog tag on the coolers. You're getting that message to carry on, and that's something you can tell your employees or tell the people you're giving this out to. It's like, hey, look, you know what? I could have given you a Yeti, but I felt it more of a purchase, for me to give you something that has a message of a give back aspect, and we as a company wanted to participate in that.
And I think that just hit it. What's in it for them, right? So from a company standpoint, they're able to say, hey, this is one of our initiatives. So yes, your gift is this, and it fits in with our initiative of giving back. We happen to give to Wounded Warrior, blah, 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 blah. So yeah, all about them, right?
And you can make 40% on it too. So it's
there's that. There's that. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about all your different product groups. I know that when we were speaking last week in preparation for this call, you were talking about, our product line has expanded so greatly. Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, it's interesting. You go through the product line and, working. I've been a distributor. I've been an apparel supplier. I've with Sweda, now with Snugz. I joke with distributors, but it's kind of goes hand in hand. I feel personally, you could take Sanmar and you could take Snugz into a product meeting or a meeting with their end user, and you should be able to get everything your customer needs within those two companies. I mean, just from the fact of, for us, lip balm, sanitizer, sunscreen, lanyards, candles, anything, personal care, anything along those lines, all the way up to, of course, drinkware and coolers and backpacks. And then we have the display tents, the trade show tents, the table banners, the flags, everything else. So you've got the breadth of product, and you've just narrowed down your product category, just 2 suppliers, so you've got, not that there's not some things that are kind of outliers on those things, but really you've got everything right there, through that whole product mix.
Make your life a little easier, right?
Well, and if you're doing programs too, if you have program business, which, we love to help, work with program business, but if you have those, and instead of like stocking a bunch of inventory, utilize the Zip It program, the 24-hour program, and, do the second column quantity, get it out the door the next day. You don't have to reorder until, you maybe have 10 left on the shelf. Then you're even zero, because then you get it back and you get it replenished back, quickly. So it's a good opportunity for that side of the business too, because you have.
Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Yeah, you can even do the Zip It program within those store type programs. Is that what you're saying? Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, it keeps the inventory levels to where because I see customers that take programs and they're having to offload a lot of inventory at the end.
So speaking of inventory, as we're coming into second half of the year, how is inventory looking these days? And what about production time?
Inventory is looking good. We've got a tab on our website called Deep Stock. We have a ton of inventory, and those are some great places to look. Anything that's on our Zip It program is going to be a good inventory situation, because we know that we have to stock up for those, because we let you go all the way up to 4th column on those Zip It programs So it's not just first column quantities or second column quantities. You can go all the way to the in column on those for Zip It. And our production time, I mean, if you remember any of the suite of production times, it was 20 to 25 days on certain things. But now standard production time, 3 to 5 days max. And that's everything here. If you do an import item, like we have our import lanyards, we have import socks, we have, custom, import custom apparel line, anything along those categories. I mean, you're probably looking at 2 weeks, 3 weeks max on some of that stuff. So it's, even like the big trade show display tents, we can get those things done in 10 days.
Wow. Awesome. So do you have what's going on for getting ready for fall and fourth quarter? Tell me what's new. What kind of exciting secrets can you spill?
I will try not to spill too many secrets, but we do have, ASI Chicago is coming up. We're going to have a big launch of products then. The bad thing about not that there wasn't more than one bad thing, but the transition and all that going through, but the part of that, we couldn't really do a merchandising, bring out a bunch of inventory and do a big product launch at the same time when we're trying to do a merger and acquisition transition through all of that. So a lot of the stuff is going to be really, we're going to have a lot of stuff coming out now through the end of the year. So I do have some sneak peek in some of that stuff. So if anybody wants to reach out to me directly, they can. I don't want to bore you with a PowerPoint and go through all that, but you can reach out to me and I can share that with you. But one thing that's new that I didn't really expect to see coming is a new spinner pen.
Tell us about that. Like a widget?
It's got a little like a spinner top to it, and everybody's going crazy about it already. And we're actually doing a deal at ASI Chicago where it's going to be handed out at ASI Chicago when you get your tote bag and all that, your lanyard, all that stuff. It'll be a part of that. We'll definitely have my samples are supposed to be here this week, but it haven't shown up yet. But so that's a new one.
I wanted to see that.
Yeah. But something like that is new. We got some new aviator sunglasses that just came out called Sunnies. They're really nice. They're under $4. Nice. They're substantial. They're not cheap pieces. Those are new. One little item that I'm going to show you now, which I never thought that I would bring this into a conversation, but it is a drink pouch, reusable drink pouch, and the straw comes with it. It's a Ziploc piece. So think like a Capri Sun with a Ziploc on it.
I was thinking Capri Sun.
And the straw.
Greg, I'm going to need you to send me about 30 of those. We just were sharing a group chat this morning with my neighbors about the adult Capri Suns and a recipe that we saw. I'm going to need a whole bunch of those things.
All right. We can get you hooked up. But the straw actually goes through the top here. So you can, carry the straw with it. And then it's got the two holders, so you can actually put a lanyard, like a double-ended lanyard, and you can use it around you carry it around your neck. Like if you're going to like a concert, or I always think Lollapalooza.
Not forbid you hold your drink. No need to hold drinks anymore.
You need your hands so you can have one hand to record the music, the other hand so you can drink out of it when you do it. But so funny story is we were going to launch this, and I'm like, I don't see it. I don't get it. But somebody said it's a good idea. Fine. So I'm in South Beach and I'm on the beach hanging out. And this woman walks up with a backpack cooler. And I'm sitting there and watching to the side. And these guys are next to me. And she starts pulling these out with frozen drinks in them, selling them for $15 a pop. No logo on them. And makes her way down the beach.
Wow.
And I'm like, I asked the guys, I could take a picture. So I sent it to Brittany and I'm like, nailed it. So if you have those concerts, if you have those venues, you have those outdoor pieces, that's something that is new that I'm floored with. But everybody, you can decorate them. We put logos on them. But that's one of those new things that's coming out that you got to get your hands on.
I can see taking those camping with us, and we play a lot of cornhole. I need one hand to throw.
You need your hands. You need both hands. Yes, you
and
do.
hold my drink. and I'm clumsy. So if I don't have to kick something over, better.
See?
So I have to say, I don't know what's cooler, that product or the fact that you were hanging out at South Beach. I mean, that just gives me a whole new perspective on Greg over here. So, and I also think, speaking of the beach, we're going a big family beach trip next month. Bam, no sand in our beverages.
Well, and so even if you have, the kids too. So, we all thinking adults, of course, but yeah, kids, you could put frozen drinks in there, throw them in your backpack. And if they melt, by the time you get them out and they're playing with them, you can throw them back in. It's a reusable feature too. So, you're not plastic bottles. You're not, you can't take glass on the beach. So you got to think of something to do that you can carry kind of things through. But that's been a really popular item.
That's awesome. And I'm assuming that on your website, you have a lot of downloadable lifestyle images or flyers for the new products that are coming out for our.
Yeah, I will tell you, I think we have one of the best avenues for lifestyle images, our social media channels, anything like that. Feel free to use any of that, but you can look up on our website under tools and it says lifestyle images. You can click on that. It'll take you can type in the style number or the name of it, and it'll pull up the images for it. So you don't have to scroll through all of them.
Mm-hmm.
If there's something that you need, let us know. We can, you guys have a dedicated inside team. It's Sandra Cortez, who's your inside contact. You've got Braden Johnson, Chris Meja. That's your AIA inside team. Of course, you have your local representation as well. If you don't know who that is, let me know. But I, handle you guys as a national account. But I share all of our social media that you can, because we do a lot on social media between our YouTube channels, Instagram, Facebook, stuff like that, LinkedIn. We do a lot of channels there for you.
Cool. All right. What else you got for us?
It's really, we have everything. It's just, what can we do to help you guys? I think the biggest thing is, just looking at the website, making sure that, you have the right item, the pricing structure, is EQP at second column with us. And that's everything except import items from, the socks, the headwear, the apparel, the import lanyards, all of that's going to be straight column pricing. So I think that's kind of a tough thing to remember. We try to make sure we mention that a lot with customers, is that, EQP at second column and then straight column on anything import. If you have program items, let us know what those are. We can work out some program pricing for you. We can give you a code that you can put on your PO to kind of help offset some setups or anything like that along the way as well. So just let us know what we can do to help out, and we're here for you.
You don't do kitting per se, but you can certainly sell the items that go into the kit, but you don't do fulfillment on a kitting.
We do. That's another thing we do. Yeah. See, what else?
Keeping secrets. All right, tell us about that.
We do have a fulfillment service called Boxcar, or it's actually a fulfillment service. It's a piggyback. I'm sorry, piggyback is that service, but we have a box. We can do custom boxes, or not custom, but we have two different sizes. We can do decoration. So we have Boxcar, and then we have piggyback, which is a full fulfillment service. So if you have one item from Snugz, and you have an item from Sanmar, and you have an item from PCNA or whoever it is, and you ship it all, we can set it up. You ship it all to us. We can fulfill that for you. You can quote it out as needed, and tell us, how long the program is, how long we have to store it, whatever, but we can do the fulfillment for you as well.
Great. Glad I asked. All right, Melissa, what questions do we have in our chat box?
Robin wants a personalized base camp product. She also wants to know if they have items in client programs, can they get less than minimums?
Yes, you can get less than minimums in programs. The thing is that EQP doesn't apply until you hit second column. So if the minimum if second column is 50 and first column is 25, you can do less than 25. It's just going to revert back to that first column pricing. but we can give you all that information, and I know, Robin, it's not the best. Believe me, I've climbed up that hill. I just didn't want to die on it. So and that's the hard thing is, I try to tell customers is that, look, I know where my paycheck comes from, but I am your advocate. I am the one fighting for you on this side of, of things for you. But, there's only so much, arms and limbs that I can lose before I start to feel the pain. So, but we do, we do fight for you, fight for our customers, on what we can do. And we try to make, the point and drive the point home. But, sometimes you just can't win those battles.
Robin, any reply? What say you, Robin?
Craig, what are the FOB points now that you're all fully integrated with the Swedish system and everything from the merge?
Great question. So we have 3 FOB points. We have Utah, we have California, and we have El Paso. Now, I will tell you the majority that's coming out of California is going to be embroidered blankets and embroidered backpacks. And a lot of our Zip It items, for the most part, are coming out of El Paso. And then a lot of our personal care is coming from Utah. Now, one of the best features we have on our website is that you can actually search by FOB point. So if you say, look, I'm in Tennessee and I want to make sure that I'm not shipping stuff from Utah because I've got a transit time issue that I want to make sure I get it here, and I don't want to do Zip It. I want a proof and I want to get it through. You can search by FOB point and say, look, show me what's coming out of El Paso. Show me what's coming out of Texas, and everything that comes up is what you can source from there. Now, when I say it's shipping from Texas or El Paso, production is all done in Mexico. We're running 6 days a week, 3 shifts a day, right across the border. And then we truck everything up to El Paso, and it's the FOB point of El Paso. So just so you know.
Cool.
All
And
right.
if you ever happen to be in West Jordan, Utah, make sure you go take a tour, because that was still one of the coolest things that we did when we were in Park City. I still have my I love AIA keychain on my backpack.
There you go. It's
I made it myself.
It's definitely a cool experience, especially having the FDA facility right there, from all the ingredients of lip balm, all the ingredients of sanitizer, all the ingredients of sunscreen. We manufacture it right there. So when you'll get the hairnet, you'll get the jacket you got to wear to get in there, in the FDA approved facility. But, the nice thing is it's the confidence that when you order that, it's fresh, your customer's getting it fresh. We can actually track it all the way back to the to the point of origin. If there's something wrong with it, you don't need to send us a sample back. There's numbers, there's coding on everything to where we can pull it through and find that information, and we can track every little piece of it back. So it's a great peace of mind for you and for your customer.
Very cool.
Any other questions? Oops.
Hopefully I didn't bore anybody.
That wraps up my questions.
Didn't bore me. This is very interesting to me.
Well,
all right. Anyone else or any other little tidbits you want to share?
I would just say, if you're, when people are looking at Yeti, don't forget we have Thermos. Thermos is the original retail brand. You can make 40 points on Thermos. So, you've got that, and we can do a lot of that in the Zip It service as well. Empowered is our new outdoor solar camp light feature. That's a solar lantern, used for safety programs or used for outdoor camping. We have the string lights. I don't know if you can see them up here or not, but we have the string lights that come into a little box as well that rolls all the way up, and you can take that camping, and it's solar powered. So when you during the day, it absorbs the sun, and then at night you've got lighting around your campsite. We've got 18 feet, we've got 40 feet, inflatable lanterns with power banks. So you've got all kinds of options. So as I say that, we have almost everything. We have almost everything. So let us know what we can do to help out.
You're not kidding. You really do. All right. I think that wraps it up then. Craig, really great info. I for one, definitely enjoyed it. Melissa, maybe we need to add that to our NSM swag bag. If you know what I mean. There is room for the lanyard. I'm just saying. All right. Thank you, everyone. And we'll be back at it next month with a different supplier. Take care. Bye.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.